defines a princess? Is it her blood? Is it her beauty? Is it her brilliance? Or is it a pea? Long, long ago, in a land very far, far away, lived a lonely prince who had no one to share his life with. This prince lived in the castle along with the king and the queen. But he wanted a true princess to love. And so he set out on a quest to find the love of his life. But of course, he couldn't fall in love with just anyone. This girl had to be a princess. And so the handsome prince left for weeks on end, determined to come back with a wife. Out in the cold tundra air and in the sizzling heat, this prince was a tenacious fellow. Unfortunately, his persistence brought him nowhere. Because after weeks of seeking like a mouse for cheese, it was to no avail. However, one stormy yet silent evening, there was a knock on the heavy wooden door. And as the king opened the door, he saw nothing but a drenched, dreary, drowsy-looking young female. She claimed to be a princess that had gotten lost and couldn't find her way back because of the storm. This princess was nothing like those that the prince had ever seen or heard of before. This princess was covered in mud, sticks in her hair, and gown ripped at the seams. This princess was most likely not a princess, thought the prince. You must see, my son, it mustn't hurt to try, the queen said as she slyly thought to herself, and we will soon find out. And so, that night, when they all got ready for bed, the queen decided to extract all the bedding and leave a single green pea at the bottom. She then placed the 20 mattresses back on top of the pea because this was where this princess was going to sleep tonight. The morning after, the queen asked her how she had slept that night, and surprisingly, this princess answered, "Very well, actually. Slept like a bear in hibernation, right through the night." "No discomfort, my dear?" "None at all," she answered. This princess had failed the test. Because she had not felt the pea through the layer of 20 mattresses, this princess was indeed not a princess, but just a damsel in distress. And so, after breakfast, the prince left without a word, and the king had the girl escorted out. "Sir, before I'd go, I'd really like to speak with your son, if that's possible, because you see, as princess, and my parents, king and queen of the valley right next door, would really like me to marry before I become an heir to the throne." The king glared at her because he didn't believe a word she was saying, and so he shut that door right in front of her face. So, this princess had no other option but to scurry down to the corner of the street where a carousel picked her up and off it parted back to her kingdom. When the queen went back to go clean up the mattresses, she saw that there were now 22 mattresses on the bed, along with a note next to the folded sheets. "There was something bothering me last night at the bottom of the bed, and I just couldn't sleep at all, so I didn't wish to wake you. I went ahead and helped myself to 2 extra mattresses, if that's okay. Thank you again so much for your hospitality, the princess." And with that, it was too late. This princess was real, and she had left. And now the young prince would not live happily ever after, but die, forever sad and soon.